crazy cause he's beating it like
Sports Talk TV right here, and I'm here to do my season preview of the well, as you can see right there, of the Oakland Raiders. And I'm kind of excited for this one, if you could tell, because I'm a huge Raiders fan, and I think that this year might be our year. Now, last year we didn't make it to the playoffs, but unfortunately our starting quarterback Derek Carr got injured. Really don't want to talk about that, and we ended up losing the first round with their string quarterback. But I think this year, this is our year. We could be Super Bowl contenders, and of course we're gonna make the playoffs. And I don't know why there's a lot of people say we're not gonna make the playoffs. You guys are idiots. Yeah, of course we're gonna make the playoffs. Of course we're gonna make the playoffs. But it depends how we're gonna do the playoffs. So I'll be able to preview all that. Basically, I'm doing the same thing as yesterday with the Washington Redskins, instead with my favorite team, the Oakland Raiders. And real quick, I want to apologize to the people who thought that the video yesterday was awkward, because turns out I was supposed to make an intro, but turns out I didn't. So I want to apologize if you thought that was pretty awkward. It wasn't my fault. So anyways, so let's get this thing started. So of course you gotta look at the strengths and weaknesses of this roster. So let's go with the strengths. The strengths, we have to go with the quarterback, of course, and we all know Derek Carr. Derek Carr is growing into this elite quarterback that we all predicted. Well, at least I did. And this guy is special, man. I tell you, he's gonna be special for years to come. He's gonna be special this year. Derek Carr, he just loves to win. He knows how to win, and he loves it. He's loving it right now. He's loving to win, and he's just a winning quarterback. Because he might have some good games and some bad games and some alright games, but he's still able to pick up the win. He has a winning attitude, and a great leader, the locker room guy, and he's the heart and soul of this team. And I like Derek Carr. He's an MVP candidate last season. Some people could have said he should have won it, but whatever. He had 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He knows how to protect the ball. He doesn't turn over the ball as much. One thing that I would like to get more of him is to get rid of the ball quicker and to rush more. Because the receivers are not going to be open. I know he usually forces balls. Just run. Just run. He's young legs. He's not like like he could be a Aaron Rodgers, like a bigger Aaron Rodgers kind of a quarterback. He has a good arm, and he's a leader. And I like this quarterback depth out here. Connor Cook was not ready last season. Derek Carr went down. Connor Cook played at Denver and at Houston. He wasn't ready, and who could blame him? A third-string quarterback leading us to the Super Bowl. You just can't have that. But he wasn't ready. But this time he's ready, because he wasn't expecting Derek Carr to come down. But this time, whatever happens, he's ready, and he's come to show. And I like Connor Cook. I think he's gonna be all right. I don't think he's not gonna be like Derek Carr. He's gonna be all right. A good backup quarterback, probably like a Jimmy Garoppolo of last season. And yeah, and maybe someday he might become a starting quarterback for a team. Now we got EJ Manuel. I don't like that. He's inaccurate. He doesn't know what to do with the ball. He is a good decision maker, and he's good on a snap count, which I like. So that's what you like to see from here. Another strength is the running backs. Of course, we got Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, and let me tell you, man, Marshawn Lynch is got to have a great season. He's got to have a great season. He's got to be an MVP candidate. He's got to have a great season. This guy retired early, shocking us, and then he spent a year in Egypt. He went to Egypt, cleared his mind, and of course, we all know that he's in great shape. He's always in great shape. I like Marshawn Lynch, and like in practice and training camps, he's just killing it. Like, there's no one on the Raiders defense that could tackle this guy. Now, granted, the Raiders defense are not that good, but granted, like, this is beast mode we're talking about. But all we can ask is keep doing your thing, beast mode. Eat up those Skittles and do your thing. Of course, you got Jalen Rashad and DeAndre Washington, who had a good season last season, and is also a good receiving core for a running back. Jameis Olawale was huge last season. I didn't think he was gonna be huge, but he has been huge. He's been huge in 2015 as well. I like Jameis Olawale, and we also got Elijah Hood and John Crockett, and our special team seems to be good. I like this Oakland Raiders running back as a strength to me. Another strength should be obvious is the offensive line. The offensive line was great last year. I think we had 3 or 4 Pro Bowlers from there. And Rodney Hudson, Donald, Penn, Kelechi, Osemele, Austin Howard. We picked up Marshall Newhouse. But the one question about me of this offensive line is Vidal Alexander. Vidal Alexander had 28 penalties last season. 28! For one player, that's in Vidal Alexander. He's a clown. I expect him to show up. And he does. Some games, I expect him to show up. Then he cut down those penalties. He's going to his sophomore season, step it up, bro. And he will. He might step it up. We also got Gabe Jackson as well. I can't believe I forgot about him. So, yeah, of course, this offensive line is a strength. They did a great job last season until that one thing when Derek Carr went down. Anyway, so... yeah, that, and yeah, I think so. This offense is a strength. The receivers, they're alright. Michael Crabtree is probably our best receiver out of this receiving core. Amari Cooper could have his good games and his bad games. And you also picked up Jared Cook out of the offseason, which is not bad. It's not bad. I expect better, but, it's not bad. I also picked up Cordell Patterson. He's not going to play at the receiving position. He's going to be in special teams. I expect Seth Roberts and Clyde Wolford to step up. Last season was not good. I really didn't like Seth Roberts or Clyde Wolford, mostly because of the penalties. But, those are penalties. It happens. But I need them to step up. They're becoming inconsistent out of nowhere. And, yeah, I need to step up because these are good receivers. They just don't. Some games they have good, some games they have the bad. But let's hope they can keep this consistently because out of nowhere this is happening. Now let's go to the weaknesses. And, this was tough. This was tough. But mostly... oh, and by the way, for the offense, I expect this to be a top 5 offense this year. I do. I expect this to be a top 5 offense this year. We have Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch, and this great offensive line. Top 5. It's top 5 team. Now let's go to weaknesses. The weakness is the secondary. I like the secondary. Now, I know this is probably the same secondary as last season, is it? Yeah, we haven't made any. We also got Richard Sherman. But, David Amerson, he's an alright player, and he's going to keep playing like that. Sean Smith's got to have a tough beginning to the season. Last season he did. But, he might become better this season. We'll see. Carl Joseph got injured. But all in all, Carl Joseph is pretty good. And, of course, we all know Reggie Nelson is really good. Reggie Nelson is probably the best player out of the secondary, I would say. Reggie Nelson, when it comes down to the wire, he's there. And he can make interceptions, force fumbles. I like Reggie Nelson. Another weakness is the defensive line. This defensive line is so bad. It's so bad. Khalil Mack and Bruce Irvin count as linebackers. For all you who's questioning right there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who the hell are these guys. Mario Edwards, I know he's alright, but he got injured. Let's see if he can stay healthy. Jahad Ward is alright. And other than that, there's just a bunch of nobodies. Nico Autry had a couple good games. And Justin Ellis, he's not been good. And Darius Latham, no. So yeah, I think those are the weakness. The linebacking, of course, we got Khalil Mack, who's a 2-time defensive player of the year. Khalil Mack's a great player, we all know that. Bruce Irvin, a great player. I expect Shaquille Calhoun to step up, and I think he will actually. I think Shaquille Calhoun will step up very well. He was a rookie last season. He didn't play that much, but I think he'll step up. Corey James is alright. This Jelani Jenkins dude looks familiar. I think he was the best linebacking core, middle linebacker from the Dolphins. Yeah, and we also got Markel Lee. So this linebacking is pretty good. It's pretty good, but also could be bad. With Ben Heaney, he's not good, and a bunch of nobodies. So all in all, our roster looks alright. Just that the defensive line and secondary is probably going to be bad this season, which sucks. So yeah, so there's the strengths and weaknesses. Now let's look at the fantasy outlook. Derek Carr, like I said, had 28 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. For me, I expect him to have 33 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I think Derek Carr will step up this season, and with this good running back core to get him receiving yards. Oh, and by the way, he's gonna have more than 3,000 passing yards. He is. I know that seems like a big stat line, but come on, this is Derek Carr we're talking about. Derek Carr is always going to play like an MVP candidate, and then maybe one year he might win MVP, and Roger Goodell, you need to wake up. But, Derek Carr, he's great. He's got to play great probably every single year until he probably retires. Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch has got to have 1,000 rushing yards, and he's got to have 10 touchdowns. Now, like I said, that's seems to be big. But like I said, this guy went to Egypt for a year. He cleared his mind from all the Super Bowl about how the Seahawks not gave him to the 1 yard line. But I think that he's going to come back stronger and better. And like I said, I don't think no one can tackle this guy. I really don't. I think that this guy is going to have at least maybe two or more rushing touchdowns. Hell, he might have more than 10 rushing touchdowns when the season ends. He might. I'm telling you, watch out for Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is going to come and he's going to give it. And Michael Crouch is going to come out the best receiving core. Last season had 6 touchdowns. I expect the same. But, 7 and 8 touchdowns he could get. He's got to get 900 receiving yards. Michael Crouch is a good receiver, but I wouldn't call him great. So you look at all that. Excuse me. Now let's look at my bold predictions. Bold prediction number 1: the Raiders are going to win the AFC West this year. Last year, there was a debate, with the Derek Carr thing. If they were, even though they got swept by the Chiefs last season, they were going to win the AFC West. But this year, I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win the AFC West. They might split against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're gonna win the AFC West. The Kansas City Chiefs are having problems of their own. The Denver Broncos are not going to be good this season. I mean, they're going to be 7-9, And, of course, the Los Angeles Chargers, they're not ready. They're young. They're all over the place. So, pretty much, I like our chances at winning the AFC West. I do. That's bold prediction number 1. Bold prediction number 2, Marshawn Lynch will be an MVP candidate. I'm telling you, man, Marshawn Lynch will probably be the best running back when the season ends. He will. This guy will be better than Le'Veon Bell. This guy will be better than Ezekiel Elliott. This guy's gonna be amazing. He's gonna be an MVP candidate, but he's going to be the best running back in this season. I'm telling you, watch out for beast mode. And the third bold prediction I have is Corey James. Corey James will be runner-up Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Like I said, Corey James, he's gonna, last season he had an alright season. He wasn't ready, but he still had an alright season. You like that, but I think Corey James will have an amazing season. He's gonna have some sacks. He's gonna have more than 70 tackles, which is gonna be huge. He's gonna pass, deflect, intercept. He's going to have at least more than 5 interceptions. I expect Corey James to be a Defensive Player of the Year, and he's going to be a big, huge part of this Raiders defense. So, yeah, those are my bold predictions. Now, let's look at this sketch. I'm not going to go game by game, because, like I said, it's way too early to determine, win this game, lose this game, But don't worry. Before week 1 of the regular season, I'm going to have my final official prediction, but let's start with our own division, the AFC West. I expect us to go 4-2. 4-2. I expect to sweep the Broncos. I know it is going to be tough. I know we're going to win at home against the Broncos. We're going out Denver. That's going to be tough, but I think we could pull it out. I think that we could have won last year if Derek Carr would have got healthy, but we're versing in week 4. I think, and we're going to sweep the Chargers, and we're going to split with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I expect us to go 4-2, 5-1 at best, 3-3 if we mess up out of nowhere. So yeah, you look at all of that, And then we go up against the AFC East. We're hosting the Patriots and the Jets, and we're going at the road to the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. I say 3-1 here. I see a loss at Miami, or I can see a loss at New England. I can see a 3-1 here, maybe a 2-2. You know, if you're maybe a 2-2 would probably be the safe bet. 4-0 is a stretch. You know, 4-0 is a stretch, but you know, I expect it to be 3-1, 3-1. And we go against the NFC East. Now that's going to be the core of this season. The NFC East, we go at the Washington Redskins, at the Philadelphia Eagles. We're hosting Dallas and the Giants. This is going to be tough. Now, a lot of people say we're going to go 1-3 in the NFC East. You know, you could say that, but I'm gonna predict 2-2. I'm gonna predict 2-2. I think we could beat the Washington Redskins. The Redskins, like if you heard from yesterday, I think that they're not gonna be a good team this season, and we might beat either the Giants or the Cowboys. And the Giants will get better, and the Cowboys are all over the place. Which that is, you know, surprised the Cowboys are not looking good. But I see 2-2 here, and we verse the second seed from the AFC South and the AFC North, I believe, which is the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. Is that correct? That is correct. So week 1 at the Tennessee Titans, and we're hosting the Baltimore Ravens, I believe, week 5. So I can see a split, maybe even a sweep. I do. I don't expect us to go 0-2. There's no way we could go 0-2, but we're going to at least split. Split's probably the safe bet, or we could sweep. You know, we could go to Tennessee. Even though this is going to be really tough, I believe we could go to Tennessee, and when we've done that for the last 2-3 years, straight in a row, I don't expect it to change. He also holds the Baltimore Ravens. That should be easy W. Maybe not easy. We probably win in a game-winning touchdown because the Baltimore Ravens are a tough team. But all in all, if you calculate that, I expect us to go at least 12-4. My official prediction, 12-4. Now, best case scenario, 13-3. Now, I would say 14-2, but that is a huge stretch. Wow, that is a huge stretch. But I think 12-4, best case scenario, 13-3. You know, best case scenario, 13-3. Worst case scenario, probably be 10-6. I think that's the worst case scenario. We're gonna make the playoffs. You know, we're gonna make the playoffs either way, but you know, 10-6 is probably the worst case scenario. Last season I had us going 12-4, and I got that correct. This season I still have us going 12-4. We would be a lot better if our schedule was easier, but we got the toughest schedule in the NFL, which sucks. Thank you, Roger Goodell. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so yeah, those are my Raiders predictions. What are yours? Comment down below. If you agree with me, that's fine. If you don't, then we could argue with each other. Please like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And until next time, this is Sports Talk TV, and I'm out. Peace. And I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. Maybe even later. You may never know.